Oh, this looks interesting. Hang the Lavvu off of there. Have it here, fire in front. Yeah, that'll be cosy. As you can see, I've brought a bedroll this time. It's not quite canvas yet, but I'm working on it. Certainly a blanket. Yeah, I like this. This will be good. I don't know what's happened to the bag, you know. Without a sleeping bag and that in there, you'd think I'd have more space, but the bloody thing's still full up. Right, let's pitch it up. I've tied off the front, half of the Lavvu, and I've got my measuring string, which I usually use to set the Lavvu up and I wrap it up in, but I've got that hanging down. So I'm going to use that to dangle into the fire to hold me pot, and I can adjust it by just wrapping it around there and then putting a little stick on the end. But yeah, we'll get into that later. But yeah, what I'm also thinking is on the ends here, because I wear this one sometimes, so I've decided that, yeah, I've got the right bit. I've decided that having dangly bits on is just a trip hazard, so I've taken them off. And what I've done is I've got a, oh, what is it? It's about 1 metre long, I suppose. I've put a loop in the end with a bowline, so as I can poke that up through the eyelet of the Lavvu, put a stick through there, and then pull it back again, and it's spreading the load more evenly over that eyelet. And then I'll do a marlin spike hitch, like so, just to put the peg in. And I'm using metal pegs temporarily, just to set it up, and then I'll go around and put wooden pegs in. Having it a bit gappy at the back because I've got a plan. I wanted this top more forward than the bottoms, so I've anchored the bottoms down fairly low and left it gappy at the back to try and tip it, and also keeping this a bit lower than it would normally go. And I also want put a piece of wood in behind here with some string coming out and wedge these out, so I can tie it onto a tree there, and I've got another tree there to tie it onto, and that will give it a much more roomy feel inside. So that's the plan. So yeah, let's make some pegs and do all this stuff and see what it looks like when I get it done. Make up all the surrounding leaves and stop the draft blowing in underneath there, and yeah, that'll be nice and cosy then. Pretty tight, yeah, I like that. Makings of my fire reflector there. Fire here, and get as much leaf debris as I can and fill up there, so as I've got a comfy bed to lay on, because I've got no air mattress or anything. So yeah, sleeping on leaves tonight. But yeah, I think first get cosy, have a cup of coffee, get a fire lit. Finally got you going, didn't we? Well, I've got an 8 to 10 inch thick bed of leaves in there, but obviously it'll squash down to nothing. And yeah, I'm just going to lay out the bed now. Okay, we've got a king size blanket, a Gerber sheet which will go round it. I've got some canvas on order which is bigger than this Gerber sheet, so it should do the same job. But that blocks off the draft at the back, or if I get cold I can pull it over me. So I'm wrapped up in this king size blanket, and then I've got sheepskin underneath that, and then another blanket, a thin one underneath that. This is a new thing for me. It's so fluffy! Oh, love it. Can't wait for it. Want to go to bed now. But yeah, I've used my rucksack waterproof cover filled up with leaves to make a pillow, and I put my jumper there as well, and that is pretty damn comfortable. That's more comfortable than an inflatable mattress. A big thick one, I mean, not a little thin one. That's very comfortable. Middle of the night might be a different story when all those leaves are all squashed up, but I think I'm insulated enough anyway that the cold's not going to come up from below and the fire going. I think it'll be pretty cosy in here. Got enough logs in, I think, as long as I don't burn them too, you know, not have too big of a fire and get too carried away. So yeah, I think we're nearly sorted, just as well really, because the light's starting to go a bit. Probably be dark in another half an hour. Unbelievable, wind's just changed direction now I want to start filming. Bloody hell. Go the other way, go the other way. Jesus. Yeah, well I think I'm settled in for the night now. It's got a nice cosy field, this little camp, so I think I'm going to be alright. Got my socks poking at the bottom there, so I can have 2 layers of socks in case my feet get cold. As long as my feet are warm, I'm fine. Just not brave enough to try sleeping without a blanket or a sleeping bag yet. Yeah, lovely. Can't beat a fire, can you? And a fresh coffee. Right, let's see if we've got cooked. What have we got? Onions and peppers in tin foil. So let's have a look. It feels soft. And we've got Cajun spiced pork belly. Put that on the plate, haven't we? So, how is it? Well, definitely cooked. Very Cajun spicy. Surprise, surprise. Oh yeah, peppers and onions are very nice as well. That works. And coming up to start going on keto, so got to start practicing these healthy food options. No potato. Well, the tea was very nice. Just having a hot chocolate now to finish it off. And I got some nippy sweetie. So I'll sit and watch the fire and have a bit of this, was it Hedgerow Vodka. Made a video about it actually back in, was it end of October, early November. So this is what I'm drinking now, that stuff that I made. Yeah, I'll put a link to it down in the description. So you can check it out if you fancy having some yourself. Next year obviously. Or a good plan is also to pick loads of stuff from the hedgerows and bung it in the freezer, and then you can make it when you want really, as a jar becomes free. Well, I've been thinking about this setup. It's a bit better with it sort of tilted with the nose down a little bit, but when it rains, you know, the fire's not protected. What I need is a triangular each side coming down to these points and going out about 1.5 meters that way, so I can extend it on a ridge line or tie it to some sticks or whatever. I've tried with, I don't know, using the Lavvu in different ways, you know, the other half, but it's, you know, I'm not that happy with it. Not for when it rains anyway, because yeah, it's alright if it's wind blown and it's coming away from you, but often it comes straight down or sort of curls in, and yeah, you got to move right back and everything gets a bit damp. Not a pleasant place to be when it's raining. So yeah, having this awning over the front, or like a porch area, and then having me little fire reflector at the front, that would give it that feel that I like, you know, having the wood stacked up, fire reflector, a little fire. If I'm sheltered from the rain as well, I know I can't stand up in here, but it would be a nicer place to be. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start designing one and make one myself, or get it made. So I've seen my brother's successes with his tarp, his oilskin tarps. He's doing really well, so yeah, jealous. I got to do something myself. Anyway, I'm gonna have my cocoa and hit the sack, I think. Oh, and me little bit of booze, my Hedgerow Vodka. See you in the morning. Well, that was a very cosy night. I don't think I was cold once. Fire kicked off a nice lot of heat, and the forecast was to get down to about 0 centigrade, but you know, I didn't think it did that because I was nice and warm. But I just got up this morning and had a look around the back of the Lavvu, and it's frozen at the bottom. So yeah, it must have got down to 0 or below, you know, otherwise water doesn't freeze, does it? So yeah, it's just the moisture off the off the leaves and that is just like soaked up a foot, or maybe it's my huffing in the night, I don't know, where it wasn't getting any air going round. But yeah, it's kept me warm anyway. So I've had some water on, got me coffee. I've got a new one today, came in the post a few days ago. Costa Rica Sumava Los Pinos. This cup's full of red candy. Think strawberry and raspberry flavoured sweets. There's a delicate yoghurt character with a soft, full body and a hint of yellow plum on the finish. Wow. Well, I must admit that when I opened it, it has got a faint aroma of something yoghurty. So, yeah, I'm getting the yoghurt already. Yeah, it's got a fruitiness. Very nice. Right, I'm just going to enjoy my coffee and the last of the fire, and I better start packing up. We've got spoon carving today, so yeah, don't want to be late. Just kicking the leaves about, leave no trace. Although I'm saying that, I am going to leave my fire reflector up. So I'm going to come back another time and have a camp in exactly the same place, but with a tarp, and just see how different it is compared to using the Lavvu, and particularly with that little canopy that I want to make. You know, doing that, it's, you know, it's almost the same as one of the tarp configurations I can think of. So yeah, that'd be interesting. Chinese proverb says, "A gem is not polished without rubbing, nor a man perfected without trials." So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.